What's up, Pat's pals and Foxboro friends? Your old pal, Nick Fitzy Stevens, coming at you on a Friday night with a little instant finalysis, round 2 of the 2021 NFL Draft. And the Patriots were bold. Bill Belichick bold as he went up, made a trade in the second round, and got his man.
The Cincinnati Bengals have traded the 38th pick to the New England Patriots. With the 38th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Christian Barmore, defensive tackle, Alabama. Finally, a defensive tackle.
Booger rejoices as this position is finally represented. Christian Barmore is an incredibly good player, and he's young. He just finished his redshirt sophomore year with 8 sacks and 2 forced fumbles.
Gotta love that stock music version of Dirty Water they're playing in Cleveland right there. There he is, Christian Barmore. Love to see it.
I think he can be outstanding.
Here comes the booger man. I think he's a football player. He uses his 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, and 2 feet to do his job, which of course is to try to sack the quarterback or stop the person who is trying to matriculate the football to wherever he wants to get it. Booger's the best. Thank you guys for joining us tonight across the old Fitzy GFY streams on Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and so much more. Going to be joined in a couple minutes from a couple of my favorite guys. Ryan Spagnoli, Spags, who doesn't love somebody named after an iconic store in New England, and Keagan Stiefel, both who work for Pat's Pulpit and do an awesome job with some of the best finalysis, film work, perspective, and so much more. They do an awesome job. They did a great draft prep for Pat's Pulpit, and I think they're actually ready to join me now. Coming up to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the one and the only Ryan Spagnoli. What's up, Spags? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Fitzy. This is a great idea. Thanks for reaching out.
Isn't this fun, man? This is so great. We got the chat. We got the chat going right now. Here we go. Seattle Pats fan says, "Go Pats!" Loving it. Let me get your instant reaction. Here we're providing a little Friday night instant finalysis, round 2. Belichick the bold goes up, trades from 46 in the middle of the second round, gives Cincinnati picks number 46, 122, and 156. So basically a 4th and a 5th to be able to jump up 14 spots, I believe. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Only like 8 spots in the second round and get Christian Barmore, defensive tackle from the University of Alabama, which I need to ask you and my guy, Keagan Stiefel. There he is. What's up, Keegs?
We're here. We're in.
That's Keagan, why don't you go first? Because this is your guy, Barmore. Yeah, I know Davion Nixon, you loved him, but go ahead.
This is your guy, and I want both of you guys to let me know also. Do we need to go by Roll Pats, or is it Foxboro Tide now? Because we are slowly becoming Tuscaloosa North in Foxboro.
Roll Pats is so much better.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's got my vote. I am the world's biggest Davion Nixon stan. I've been touting his abilities for months now. But in all honesty, Christian Barmore is a much better fit. You know, we've all talked about them going to a 3-4 defense this year, and that's what he does, and That's what he did at Alabama. That's what he's going to be doing at the next level. Much better fit. This was the first guy that I did a thread on this year, just because, I mean, me and Spags talked about it. Initially, we were like, that's the pick at 15. There's no way they go anywhere else.
Barmore, right? Yeah, I thought he was.
Yeah.
I remember checking out the draft guide that you guys put together, this thoroughly comprehensive draft guide, which I think you linked to in your Twitter, Keagan. I definitely looked at it once, twice, thrice when I was putting together the Armchair GM series on WEEI. And I had seen him play before. I thought he was great defense, like nasty, fast, came on strong second half of the season. You guys sold me on Davion Nixon and some other guys maybe that the Pats would get later on. But I guess – they comp him to like a junior and Ndamukong Suh. Everyone around here, whenever they hear defensive tackle, they immediately think like, oh, so is he going to be the next Jarvis Green, Ty Warren, or is he Richard Seymour? But he's kind of his own man, right, Spags?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at what they look for in their interior D-line, it's just absolute monsters. This guy's 6'5", 310. Like, that's a big boy in the middle of their defense. Athletic pass rusher at 8 sacks in 11 games last year. Somebody that can really get to the quarterback and cause things through the middle. And also an athletic, versatile defender in the middle of their defense. You saw last year they got torched, especially towards the end of the year.
Yep.
On their run defense, and that was a big need for them. They obviously brought back Lawrence Guy, signed Devin Godchaux, and brought in Henry Anderson, and now Barmore. So people get all up in arms when you say that's the Adam Butler replacement, because Adam Butler was undrafted, but he was a very reliable and versatile player for them.
Yeah.
They felt the need. You knew going into tonight too that they didn't have the roster space to use all 10 picks, and they obviously used that as ammo to move up. Barmore probably wasn't going to get to them at 46. I'm sure they felt that teams were going to jump at him, so they go up and get their guy. So I'm happy for it. I think anytime you get a Bama guy, I say it all the time, you have to trust the analysis there. There's a whole lot of hits with the amount. The only one that they really missed on was Cyrus Jones. That was a tough one, but you can't go 100% in this league.
No, Cyrus Jones sadly joins the Sarah McLachlan music-backed wall of infamy that is second-round cornerbacks that have failed in the Belichick era. He takes I like to think of them all getting together as like ghosts, like at the end of Return of the Jedi by the Darth Vader funeral pyre. It's like Razai Dowling, Cyrus Jones, Jonathan Wilhite, Terrence
Juwan
Wheatley.
Williams, maybe.
Juwan Williams, like he's at
Maybe.
Duke Dawson. Juwan Williams could be in jeopardy of joining them as well. Once
Start
again,
throwing
everyone.
safeties in there.
Listen,
That's
Tony,
a
if
long
you
list.
do not even
Tavon
get me,
Wilson.
but at least he played for a while. You say Jordan Richards in my house, and now I have to put $1 in the asshole jar
And take a drink.
Yeah, and take a drink. Fine. You want me to take a drink of this delicious Music Express IPA that my friends at Narragansett just sent to me so I could drink it during the draft online? I will. And thank you guys. I appreciate it. Howdy, neighbor. Have a Gansett. So once again, guys, we're talking to my guys, Ryan Spagnoli. You should give him a follow at Ryan_Spags. And of course, the almighty and powerful Keagan Stiefel, the Stiefel Tower right there, who creatively named his Twitter handle at Keagan Stiefel. All right. So Christian Barmore, what else do people need to know about this guy? Is he a run stuffer? Is this guy a sack master, or is he just going to be another strong, young, able-bodied, SEC guy that they can add into the rotation on a defense that went from getting mauled and manhandled by Miami in the elimination game last December to now suddenly having strength on the D-line?
Yeah, I think he's a little bit of both. I think he's probably more disruptive as a pass rusher, but I think he has room to grow as a run stuffer. I think they'll rotate him in. They have a really good really good 4-man rotation going into the season.
Yeah.
But I like the pick. I think this was a guy that was mocked. And Bill Belichick, we heard his comments last night about the mock drafts. He doesn't look at those, but this was a first round talent. It's not a very deep defensive tackle class. So, you kind of felt that teams might reach a little bit since he was, the clear cut number 1 in that class. But they get a really good player at 38 and somebody that they obviously view a future for. I think this guy is the future of the middle of that defense in Barmore.
For sure. Keagan, got to get your immediate reaction since we call this there's no pre-made graphics package, but I like to refer to these as instant finalysis. I want your instant finalysis to boom, Kyle Trask to Tampa Bay.
Such a preposterous person to want to take over for Tom Brady. Like, it's
a slow-footed Drew Bledsoe takes over for Tom Brady and Tom.
Yeah, it's like, hey, look, it's Big Ben, but not good. Here you go. Now you're Tom Brady's backup. Like, I'd rather have Blaine Gabbert try to take over. I'm super low on Kyle Trask. I think that guy stinks. So that's a tough look for Tampa Bay, especially at 64. That's a slight reach.
Yeah, that has Prospect City written all over it. Like everybody, most people, and I'm still very surprised, and we'll get to this in depth in a minute. But like, I'm still a little more surprised that more people weren't celebrating over the fact that the Patriots took a quarterback, and it's a competent quarterback that if he actually wins out in the camp competition could probably start week 1 and is pro ready in Mac Jones. Kyle Trask. But the main criticism, of course, is like, Todd, he's more a product of the fact that he's always surrounded, Todd, by the quality receivers that come out of that Saban system down there in Alabama, which is really NFL SEC. Like, you want to talk about somebody who padded stats by having monsters to throw to. Like when you have Kadarius Toney and Kyle Pitts, all you have to do is Rick Barry free throw it up in the air. One of them's probably going to catch it and take it to the house. I think Trask is wildly overrated.
Yeah, and going back to the Jones pick, because I hadn't talked to you about it yet, Fitzy. But
Talk to me, Goose. What do you got?
the more the time goes on, the more I like it. I think when you saw what they did in free agency, this was the perfect opportunity for them to just take a rookie quarterback and place him into a really good situation. They obviously spent a lot of money. Now they have a guy with 5 years of team control, building around on a rookie contract. So there's half a decade till he gets a big payday. And, everyone likes to talk about the talent around him at Alabama. Oh, he had, first round. And of course that's true. But he's not going into a situation here where it's like last year. Like there's a lot of talent here as well. And I think he does a lot of the things that the Patriots like to do. Mike Lombardi said today, the 3 things you got to do to be successful and be a good quarterback for New England is you got to be really smart. You got to, have really good anticipation and timing throws, and you got to be deadly accurate. And I think that's Mac Jones. And when you look at the quarterbacks that went, maybe aside from Trevor Lawrence, because I think he's in his own category, of the other 4, Mac Jones is in the best situation out of all of them. I talk about it all the time. All these quarterbacks get labeled as busts. It's really about the fit and the situation that they're brought into. He's in the best situation, best coaching, best offensive line, really good improved skill group. And they're going to be patient with them, and I hope they are, because it's a big investment. You got 5 years of team control. This guy's obviously the future of your franchise. So take as much time as you need. And I wonder if they'll do the Mahomes route, maybe shortened longer. I know Mahomes got his feet wet week 16 in a meaningless game. If Cam starts to kind of tumble and show a little bit like he did last year, are they a little bit quicker with the hook? But I don't think they'll give him a shot until he's truly ready.
Yeah, and also I don't know. Do you think, Keagan? Do you think I have a hard time thinking that they're just going to immediately hand him the job? That's why probably Belichick said, like, just to take a little wind out of Mac Jones' sails, that maybe, just maybe, like Cam's the starter. I got to make sure I knock this kid down a couple pegs. But I don't think this is someone that Belichick just sort of like took just because, or like let fall to him. Okay, fine. I guess I'll take a quarterback. Like, I think they think this kid can be like plug and play. Like they pick, like he's one of those ready-made meals you just pick up, you take home, heat it for 5, boom, you got supper, kid.
Yeah, there's a plan there. Like they don't just draft people without a plan. And if I were to bet, I would be willing to bet that the plan is Cam Newton's our starting quarterback right this second. The minute that we think Mac Jones is a better option for the team, he's the starter. Whether that be week 1, week 5, week 1 of 2022, who knows? Right. But that's the plan. It's the second we believe that he's going to give us the best opportunity to win, that's when he's going to play. And a lot of people kind of shoo whatever Belichick says because he's not going to give anything out. I truly believe him when he says we're going to play the players that give us the best opportunity to win. Maybe not the Malcolm Butler situation, but every other situation.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, you guys. I mean, obviously, how many times do I have to tell you that's probably what I'm going to do? I always try to do what's in the best interest of the football team. I mean, Cam's our starter until otherwise. We're happy to have McCorkle here on the team with us. By the way, here you go. Here's a quick question. Guys, fire off your questions. I'm trying to highlight some of the best comments. Tiffany Robinson would like the Patriots to trade up because that right now they don't pick till the end of the 3rd round with the Tom Brady compensatory pick. It would be ironic if this guy lasted that long. Asante Samuel Jr. Cornerback is definitely a need in the 3rd round. Someone else wanted to know. Here we go. Oliver Williams. Do you think they'll cut Stidham? Hell no.
I'll answer that one because that's my boy. That's
right.
As much as I love the Mac Jones pick, I'll always Stiddy will always have a safe place in the heart. No, I think they view him as I think he's probably their Hoyer guy for the rest of for the longevity. I think they like him in the room. He's obviously has the tools, and I just don't think between the ears and when pressure's in his face, he obviously struggles. But that could be a guy that Mac talked about him. Obviously, Auburn, Alabama guy. I think they knew each other in the past from like throwing camps, all those guys down south at 10, stuff like that. So that's a good opportunity to have a young backup and somebody that's been there for 2+ years now that can help his transition. Another young guy, and obviously Cam's only here for a year. Jarrett's here for another 2. So,
yeah, we all know for a fact that Cam is definitely only here for a year. I think Mac Jones can push Cam Newton. So if you're going to get whatever is the best, like I know they're getting a dog. They ain't never seen this Cam. Like I'm keeping it 100. I'm keeping it 100. Let's keep it a buck, Keagan. Let's keep it a buck. All right. We know that this will probably push Cam because he knows if he messes up, if he shits the bed, one more misstep, another shoe topper, to Jacoby Myers or an overthrow to Gunna. And next thing you know, here comes McCorkle off the bench, or maybe they'll even give Stiddy a chance to start. So if Cam has a best left in him, this is what's going to push him to bring it up, right?
Yeah, we talked about it for about 2 hours last night. Like, this is the best possible situation for Cam because now he gets an opportunity to show every other team in the league, I can be a starter in front of a young quarterback and I can mentor them along the way. And all the on-field stuff is pretty much a bonus because at this point, Cam Newton's a bridge starter probably for a team who's looking to draft a quarterback. And
Exactly.
if he can get a couple more bags, like, hey, Washington wants me here for a year while they draft their quarterback. Maybe Indianapolis the year after, maybe whoever the year after. Like he could make a career out of this thing. And
Right.
and it's a gut punch for a former MVP, but that's the way things go sometimes. And I would be willing to bet that he's more than okay with doing that because we haven't seen anything negative from him as far as an off the field personality and a guy in the locker room.
No,
and
listen,
Pat talked about it too last night.
Great. Yeah.
Pat talked about it too last night with the same route as Mahomes. Like obviously, Alex Smith was still under contract, so they were able to get something for him. But he played really well on a playoff, roster, led him to the playoffs. I think they won a game. I think that was the year they had lost to us. I'm getting the years mixed up. But anyways, he was that bridge quarterback.
Actually, just to pull from my Gridiron Google, which still functions no matter how much Narragansett I pour over it, Spags. Definitely, by the way, guys, this is mostly just, if I add up your years combined, I think you guys are only as old as I am combined. So let me just get in the way right now and say, like, don't be like Uncle Fitz, okay? Now, that was the year. No, like they had like the Chiefs had like a 20-0 lead against Mariota, and they crapped the bed in the second half.
Blew it. That's right. Yep.
And they blew it. That ultimately was Alex Smith's last game. By the way, Sante Samuel Jr. ASJ went to the Chargers.
I thought he went. Yeah.
Yep. And Kellen Mond goes to the Vikings. How about that? So before I get to you guys, some other guys that you guys think the Pats may target if they can trade up, if they sit back in the third round. A couple things came out today about Mac Jones. They leaked out last night on Twitter. Nothing bad. Just the kind of stuff that I don't think people realize about him, which makes me love him or get more excited for him. So you see Mac Jones, right? Comes in with that goofy walk. There was a great tweet last night where someone showed his walk alongside the Joker's walk in the nurse's outfit coming out of the hospital in the dark night. It's super goofy, but, hey, listen, it's our Goofy now, so we love him. But Mac Jones looks like someone who would show up like he'd be in Glee Club, or he'd have like a Varsity Letterman sweater and be like, there's Mac Jones with his darling girlfriend, Sophie Scott, always the belles of the ball. When in fact, he's a secret mofo. Like, he is a competitive MFer. I don't know if you guys heard the story about how he coached the female flag football team at Alabama and got thrown out of the fucking games because he barked at the referee so much, and they made him coach and watch in his car in the parking lot, and he would flash his headlights whenever they scored touchdowns. That's what I want. I need Dexter. I need Psycho Killer Keskase running the Patriots at quarterback.
And then there was that
exactly
report
what
too.
I was going to say
About
real quick, Ryan.
Go ahead.
You need a psycho playing quarterback.
Yeah,
you can't
100%.
have
the assassin.
But the best kind of psyche you could have is the frumpy goofball who walks out onto stage like this and grabs the hat and does the little shaking his head at Roger Goodell. Like, he's a goofball and he's weird looking, but that guy's crazy. So that's my favorite thing about the pick.
And then there was another thing too that came out that and everyone's like, who knows how much this is true, because who would say this to Saban? And I kind of agree, but after hearing some of the stories, Trey Wingo tweeted it out like a month ago. It says, reading up on Bama quarterback Mac Jones, fascinating background. As a scout team quarterback in one practice, he kept throwing touchdown bombs against the first team defense. Saban told him to cut it out. His response, quote, tell your defense to stop it. That's some Tom Brady shit out of his mouth.
Yes, exactly. I had a chance to talk to a couple of years ago, back previously when we were all able to be together in the live shows that I do in the stadium before games at Gillette. And Rodney Harrison was there one time. What a great interview he was. And he said that the greatest trash talker next to himself was Tom Brady. He said, like, Ty Law earned the right to give Belichick shit, and that he would always yell at Brady. But he said, if you ever put to print, if there was ever a transcript of the things that Rodney Harrison and Tom Brady, who love each other, would take bullets for each other and bleed for each other. If there ever was a transcript and Davis Mills off the board to the Texans. Ooh, how about that? Stay away from the massage parlor, Davis. Yeah. Also, clean your DMs, buddy. That's all your old pal Fitzy can say. He said if there was ever a transcript of the things that they would say to each other in practice, like then they would both just immediately be canceled. Like that's what you want out of these guys. I want a psycho. I want a jackass. I need supreme confidence. I want Mac Jones to smile and give you that nice, squeaky clean image so parents will be like, oh, he's just such a sweetheart. I just love him to death. I'm going to get all the kids, 10 jerseys. I'm going to tape over the Garoppolo on mine, and I'm going to put a Jones back there. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, he's like, that's my job, and I'm going to fucking kill everyone on the way to getting it.
Yeah. I mean, speak about his character, too. Like, in the social media day and age, everybody gets kind of caught up in things and when the next job is. Like, that's a guy who sat behind Jalen Hurts and Tua for 3 years, really. He stuck it out, was low on the depth chart, stayed with it, and ultimately became a first-round pick, and I think, could be a steal in this draft. So if that doesn't speak about his character, I don't know what does. I think that's something that, goes a long way when looking for a future quarterback.
Yeah. All right. So we like Mac Jones. I know Stiddy's your boy. Obviously, the Garoppolo to the Patriots dream died when they took Trey Lance. So now the Pats are here. We are a couple picks into the third round. We've seen some incredible players go, like Barmore, easy first-round talent. I know your boy Davion Nixon is still out there. It'd be an awesome pick if Belichick's wanted to just build a ridiculous defensive line. The Joker went like 50 overall as to Cleveland. By the way, the land is having a year, man. I'm telling you right now, they might be ship-worthy. Cleveland is going to be in the playoffs. That's going to be a real team. Still a lot of talent left on the board. Who would you like to see the Pats get after in this round? Still,
yeah, for sure. Before I pop off, I like you said, I would love a receiver in the top 100. I think there's some value out there. Did Terrace Marshall go? I've been kind of popping off and on.
Yeah, he just did.
Yeah,
where did he go
recently? Good question.
So Amari Rodgers,
Atwell went. Rondale Moore and Terrace Marshall have gone. So there's still good
Amari
receivers.
Rodgers, a guy like Nico Collins, Tylan Wallace, someone like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, corners a need because you kind of have a little bit of uncertainty with Jackson and Gilmore. So there's still some value there at corner. I think they'd like to do a similar approach to the tackle spots with Wynn and Brown essentially on 1-year deals as well. Tackles kind of flew off the board, so that might be something they try to look at tomorrow, where you kind of get the later ground guy, somebody that's more developmental, someone like a Heron. But
how about Melifonwu, the cornerback from Syracuse?
Yeah, he hasn't gone yet. I loved him. I did a thread on him. That's a guy who's flies around, physical, downhill guy, can play nickel, play in the box, basically play everywhere. It's similar to a guy like Javon Holland. So I think safety, corner, tackle, wide receiver makes a lot of sense here. If I could have a wish, give me a wide receiver. Let's do it. Spend that top 100 pick and keep adding to that group.
Yeah, and you got Diami Brown is still available. One of the best deep threats, and he's another one of those sneaky guys, Keagan, where it's like, who's Diami Brown? Sounds like a local news reporter or something like that. Turns out, no, he's actually like maybe the best or second best deep threat in college ball over the last 2 years.
Yeah, this is a crazy deep receiver draft, and we've talked about a ton how every year it's going to get better because the way camps and stuff are moving on. They just play 7-on-7 until they get to college, and then that's when they start to learn how to play football. Like, these guys are all track stars. You've got guys like Anthony Schwartz, who was a junior Olympian, I think, running track, and then he just walked on to Auburn and was like, I'm going to try football. And
he runs like a 4.1.
Ridiculous. And to go back to your original question of what I'm hoping for, I like the big boys. Give me a tackle. Give me some sort of backup plan for Isaiah Wynn, who hasn't been able to stay healthy, and Trent Brown, who is probably going to be gone again after this year. We hope not. But, a guy like Spencer Brown out of Northern Iowa, who's a behemoth. He's got
I love the Spencer Brown band.
6'8". Like, I don't even think he weighs 300 pounds. He's just a basketball player. Like, I love that as a project for them,
and
especially
Keagan,
right around here.
Baron Browning's still on the board. Another linebacker.
Our
if they
boy.
want to go there. Yeah, that's my
Nice.
favorite
Yeah.
linebacker. Favorite linebacker.
Oh my
prospect.
God, Baron Browning off the edge is crazy
Yeah,
fast.
play him anywhere.
Spags, I know you got a bounce, kid. Great having you on, man. Great talking with you. Always appreciate the knowledge. Keep up the great work. Everybody give this guy a follow. Read him on the pulpit at Ryan_Spags. Shop often, shop smart, shop Spags. Keep up the great work, kid. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thanks, Fitzy. Always a pleasure, man. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Good, pal. Keegs, you got a bounce too?
I could stick around for a couple minutes.
Okay, great. So yeah, it's going to be tough to figure out, like, do you think Belichick waits? Like, we're only like approaching like pick 70 now, like 26 more picks. What he mortgaged a 4 and a 5 to get up and get Barmore. So what else does he have? I think, let me see. Hold on. Andrew Callahan just tweeted this out a little while ago. So the Patriots still have remaining. They got 96 in the third. They have a 4th, a 5th, 2 6th, and a 7th. What's it going to take to move up from 96, you think, to like maybe the 70s or the 80s to get that receiver or that lineman that he wants?
You're probably going to have to go 96 and a 4th, maybe add on one of the super late picks like that no one cares about. But you said mortgage the future, and that's one of those things where they don't really care right now because they only have 11 spots to fill in the roster. And they're going to sign probably 10 priority free agents. So,
oh, hell yeah.
They're going to make – I think at most they make 6 picks throughout the draft. I think they're going to try to move up a couple times. And then as you get later on, they got like 3 or 4 left. They're just going to ship them off to next year. Give it to somebody. We'll take here's a 5th this year. We'll take a 4th next year.
Right. Charlie Foxtrot says it'll probably take 96 and 120 to move up in the third. I do that in a heartbeat because, like you said, they don't have that many roster spots, and they want to make sure whatever guys they have are impact guys before you get into UDFA season. And no team, by the way, this was something I actually had a chance to talk to Mr. Kraft about in the interview that ran last night during the Patriots draft party. I asked him, why are the Patriots so good? Why are the Patriots so good at finding like 6th rounders, but especially 7th rounders, and then, like you said, the priority free agents, the UDFAs, and turning them into like guys who go off and just get bags, like Pro Bowlers. Other teams just don't find, Bill Murray hasn't panned out into anything yet, but like, and we'll always, who's that speedy little receiver last year out of Auburn that we all, Will something or other that
Will Hastings.
God, I still, and Jeff Thomas. When is it going to be Will Hastings and Jeff Thomas season? I'm still holding out hope. There's still a very small, it's like a votive in the window for each of them, or like an empty
I thought Jeff Thomas was going to be a Pro Bowler. I was convinced.
Me too.
I was all
totally
aboard
sold.
the Jeff Thomas.
But like,
that guy was electric.
He was. That's all I kept hearing was like, if he gets his shit together, he is electric. And Will Hastings was, Edelman tiny, but I heard like a Next Pats podcast from Phil Perry with his coach saying like, this guy can do everything. He's a good kicker. He's super fast. First in, last out. Just didn't last. But, like J.C. Jackson and Malcolm Butler, and they just keep churning these guys out. And Robert Kraft said like, they all come in and they want to play special teams, and they find a way to hang around long enough to learn from Coach Belichick and the Patricias and the other guys in the Mayos and the McDaniels. And next thing you know, they find a spot on the team. So for everyone out there who's like, yeah, what's the big deal? Special teams, whatever, awesome. Okay, well, when you guys visit Canton and you go and you polish the Matthew Slater bust as you're there for Jake Bailey night, thank me later, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are a ton of guys in this draft that fit that mold. Like, somebody has been commenting it a ton, so I want to give that guy a shout out. Avery Williams, the greatest special teams player in the history of college football.
Oh my God!
Guy on this team.
Print the jerseys now, Pro Shop. Print the jerseys now. Let's see right here. Whose comment is this? Benjamin Dawes. Draft future special teams superstar Jake Funk in the 7th. Hashtag we want that. We want the Funk. How could you not? How would you have? I can't resist buying a jersey. I would already get a custom jersey that says Funk. Of course, I would want to draft somebody named Benjamin Funk. That would be awesome.
Funk number 47. That's a sweet jersey.
Funk. Oh, wait a second. Oh, isn't Cardona 47? 49, right?
49. Yep.
Yeah. I'd like to see him go wide receiver in this round just because I think the wide receiver drop off is pretty significant. Right. Maybe some corners and some trench beef would last into the 4th and 5th round. But We'll see. If you got a jam, bud, I appreciate you taking a half an hour and coming on and talking football with me. I'm going to keep retweeting all your witty football insight and reading all your stuff, man. You do a great job.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Every time you do, I get a little follower bump, so I appreciate it.
Listen, I'm only going to come and cash in on that favor someday soon. Like if you make it big in like Dogecoin or Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency that you kids understand, I'll cash in then. But otherwise, just keep up the great work.
Yeah, we'll fill the garage up with some Narragansett.
Love it. That's Keagan Stiefel from Pat's Pulpit. I'll talk to you later, buddy. Be good.
All right, appreciate
Peace.
it.
All right, guys. Let's get to a couple more questions here as we have a little draft party. Aaron Robinson was just drafted by the New York Football Giants, cornerback out of someplace. Oh, maybe Central Florida. Okay. Who is the best slot receiver remaining? Says Brad Warson. I think Amari Rodgers can play the outside and the inside. I love him. Like he's got big boy strength. Like he's got grown man strength. He's a big dude. I think he would be awesome. I can't believe he's still available in the third round. We're talking about a 4-year starter at Clemson who went to the playoffs multiple times, played and caught meaningful passes from Trevor Lawrence and won a championship. In terms of just somebody who, again, a little bit of that special teams action. Belichick's interested. He gets the eggplant emoji. He gets the old Bella boner every time he ever hears special teams value. Dwayne Eskridge, wide receiver. I think it's out of Western Michigan. Guy's super fast, great hands, can play the slot, and of course, special teams value. So I think he would be a rock solid grab. Let's see who else we got here. All right. Yeah, Amari Rodgers all the way. Here we go. Jennifer Ryder Frazier. But what about a kicker? Jennifer. JRF. GFY. Are you kidding me? How dare you try and step to the man, the myth, the living legend of Big Kick Nick? This guy has come in and made Steven Gushu. I mean, come on now. The guy's amazing. What did he hit? Like 2 or 3 50-yard plus game-winning kicks last season? The guy's a stud. Are you kidding me? He has to tuck it around his knee like Frank Gore. Guy's the best. Okay, here we go. It's nice to see this. Tiffany Robinson. I'm glad Matt Patricia's back. There you go. Who's the greatest kicker of all time? Nice to see some positive love for old Matty P. Yeah, of course. Don't forget about Rawasha. The guy's not even on the team at this point. The only other kicker that's on the team is the dude that was drafted in the second round a couple of years ago by Tampa. Actually, they were Tampa then. Now they're Tampa. That would be Roberto Aguayo. I'm not sure if he's really going to push Nick Folk, considering he was only signed for like $1.25 million this season, and obviously proved he can kick in the elements. He fits on the team, and of course, 50 plus for the dub. Big Kick Nick. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. Craig War. Folk the haters. Exactly. All right. Hey, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Okay, got to run. Have fun, guys. Thank you for swinging by. Oh, Oliver Williams said someone's gone. Who's gone? Tell me who's gone. I haven't been able to obviously keep up with the draft as much over the last couple of minutes just because we were talking and fanalizing all the Alabama picks. Who got drafted? Maybe I should have a little running tab going on there. Hold on one second. Let me just we'll clean that up right there. This is an imperfect science, everybody. So we're doing our best we can as we roll along. Let's see if they can get a receiver. Let's see maybe if they can get some. Eskridge is gone? Damn. Who got Eskridge? Someone drafted Dwayne Eskridge? Sons of bitches. I'm going to spit on their grave. That's terrible. Well. All right. Well, you can't win them all, right? Hey, listen, I'm not going to be the part of the guy that's going to be like, Belichick, what are you doing? Come on, that was my guy. I had my draft crush set on him all this time, which I kind of did. I'm sure they'll find someone. And by the way, for everyone who's always like, hey, we lost Edelman, dude. What are we going to do? Who's going to be the new slot receiver? I honestly believe, straight up, what do the kids like to say? No cap. I honestly think that Gunnar Olszewski has the inside track on it. Sure, Jacoby Myers, the discount Slim Reaper, as I like to call him. Also probably QB4 on the Patriots at this point, considering he was 2 for 2 with 2 touchdowns, 2 tutties last year. Who knows? Maybe Kendrick Bourne. The Bourne identity is going to have a shot at getting that action too, because great possession receiver, tough as nails, pretty fearless, super excited. And, of course, he knows all the quarterbacks' names because he called Jarrett Stidham Jarrett Steinem. But Gunnar Olszewski's first 2 years mirror those of Edelmania so very much, so perfectly. Like, it's almost kind of creepy. Like 7th rounder, played defensive back at Bemidji State. Edelman obviously had to play defensive back in Super Bowl 46. Edelman was obviously an option quarterback at Kent State, but basically no one had ever heard of him. Tough as nails, has one of those DGAF attitudes, and making a mark on special teams, kicking ass, returning punts. If he can actually get some balls thrown his way as well, from a quarterback like Mac Jones, who I love the fact that he's a guy who leads his receivers. He puts the ball exactly where it needs to be. Whiffed. Washington football team takes cornerback Benjamin St. Just out of Minnesota. Long and tall, Joanne Williams size. Maybe Joanne Williams can be the new Benjamin St. Just, or actually fulfill his promise and potential so that we don't have to worry about taking guys to be the new Joanne Williams and fill in for him. But I think Gunna the Runner has a pretty good chance to be the new Edelman. We shall see. Yeah, there you go. The gun. Gunna for Runner. I freaking love the guy last year. He's an all-pro. It's almost sort of like, hey, Charlie Hunter, thank you very much. You do a great job. Thanks for tuning in, brother. I appreciate you very much. Go Pats and go fuck yourself. Like Olszewski's like, it's like when you get knighted, you know what I mean? Like, like when you're an attorney, like the rest of your life, you get to be like, hey, my name is Justin Ryan, Esquire. Like you get to be an Esquire the rest of your life. When you get a doctorate, you get to be, Dr. Delusional Pats fan the rest of your life. When you're knighted by the Queen, you can be, you get to be Sir Billy McNeil the rest of your life. Gunnar Olszewski, the rest of his life, gets to be Gunnar Olszewski, all pro. That's badass. That is absolutely bad. Oh, Dwayne Eskridge went to Seattle. Okay. All right. Good to know. Ooh, he's going to be a good fit. That guy's going to be freaking great there. He's going to be great. Damn. Oh, yeah. Dangerous is going to make him look good. It's going to make him look real good. All right. Football's out. Gunner's out. He is a tough little dude. I appreciate that. Here we go. A quick question from Bamboozle. Fitz, I'm not sure if you've answered this here already. Just getting here. Would you have rather gotten Fields? Thanks for all you do, Bob, and cracking me up for years. It's my pleasure. Tip jars over on the right. Would I have rather gotten Fields? I believe in Bill. I always believe in Belichick. So whoever Bill thinks is the best fit for the football team, who he always does things in the best interest of, then I'm in. Justin Fields, higher ceiling, probably a lower floor. All the talent in the world, built like a brick shit house. Obviously, Mac Jones, built like your dad. But Mac Jones, super smart. He's got it between the ears. And I know, like, people keep making a big thing out about, like, well, let me tell you, as someone who talks in this voice on the television box and or your phone, because most people actually get their entertainment or information, their infotainment in a mobile capacity. These days, the mobile quarterbacks are the future. Mobile on mobile. Get it? I crack myself up. Yeah, you know what? End of the day, there's a cliche for you. 25 cents in the cliche jar. At the end of the day, guys, you still just have to throw the forward pass, and you have to eventually find a way to throw the ball to where the person who's going to catch the ball, you football throwing person, quarterback, need to get it to football catching person, running back, tight end, or wide receiver, and matriculate the ball down the field for a first down, ultimately, hopefully, ending in the 6-point house. That's all I need. And Mac Jones, yes, product of great coaching, an incredible program, and elite level talent in SEC NFL down there at Alabama. But that's what he does. He puts it out there in front. Like, that's why I think ultimately he's going to take the job from Cam before the 2021 season is over, just because he's great at that. Strongest arm in the NFL, or the AFC East for that matter. Maybe he's probably stronger than Tua. But everybody, we talked to someone today from this football academy he went to on the radio, talked to all these people, and they all say the same damn thing. Smartest guy, sneaky competitive, hates to lose, kind of psychotic, just basically everything Belichick, you, and I, and Larry Guy all want to hear. So I'm in on it. I'm happy with it. I'd be excited for Fields, of course. I would have told you that I'd be, over the moon for Fields, and Belichick is playing chess versus checkers again, and they're going to figure out a way to devise an awesome offense for him. But I'm in on McCorkle, my man. There you go. Mac Jones, built like a fluffernutter. That's freaking great. Okay, here you go. It's a fun one. Over under on which game Mac Jones takes over for Cam. Remember, Cam got benched 3 times last year. I still think, like I said, I think Mac is going to push Cam. I think Stidham's going to push Cam. We've already seen Cam go out to Pat's West, as beautifully photographed by influencer extraordinaire Kennedy Stidham. So they're pushing each other in great ways right now during the offseason. And on top of that, Mac Jones, a first-round quarterback getting drafted for Cam when he knows he didn't get paid stada money and is on a pretty short leash. You'll get the best out of Cam Newton. Whatever is left that is the best Cam can give you, you're going to get it and then some this year. That dog, they're going to get that dog. But as far as, like, does he make it through the whole season? He only makes it as far as his ability to process the reads, speed up his game, and hopefully keep that shoulder with that janky-ass motion that he fell into last year can take him. We'll see. You know what? And if Cam can get the Patriots to the playoffs, then no pissing and moaning from anybody. Who cares? I just want the wins. That's all I care about at the end of the day. I love watching football. I love bullshitting, having a beer, and talking to Pats fans. And on top of it all, I love watching my team win. Is that so wrong? All right, here we go. And you'd have been lying to me if you were pumped for Fields. No, top dog. I would have enjoyed it. I would have absolutely enjoyed it. Yeah, the Cowboys did just draft somebody who basically name his should be whole alphabet. All right. Any last thoughts? Here we go. That's right. The Patriots do have the palindrome at quarterback with Cam and Mac. I think it's going to be, guys, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be so fun. Yes, I know. Mac Jones also wears the suits that are on sale at Men's Warehouse, while Cam Newton dresses like some nights it looks like he's in a jazz band. Some nights it looks like he wants to hold Gotham City hostage. I love it. I'm here for all of it. It's going to be an incredible rest of the draft. Pats can still pick up some impact players. And, of course, like we were saying earlier when I had the boys from Pat's Pulpit on, Keagan Stiefel and Ryan Spagnoli, no team is better at the priority free agents, the UDFAs, the undrafted free agents like the Patriots. So you're going to see a couple more impact players and guys that have a chance to make the roster later on. And then the rest of this time, the camps, the competition, the summer, Cam versus Stiddy, Cameron Jarrell, Super Cam versus Jarrett Steinem, old Steiny. Nobody spins it like Steiny. And Mac Jones. Here's the last one. What are we gonna go with for a Mac Jones nickname? So I've heard Big Mac, Maction, what else we have? Like Mac the Knife, Mac Attack. If anyone has a favorite, drop it in the comments real quick before we go. And what do the Pats have left for picks? All right, I'll update you real quick, Eric. The Patriots, 4 picks have left remaining. In this third round, 96. Fourth round, 120. In the fifth round, pick 177. In the sixth round, 188 and 197. And in the seventh round, pick 242. Of course, pick 96. That's the Tom Brady compensatory pick. That'll be an interesting one if they hold on to it and if they don't trade up. John M. Tardy says, let's go with Mac Daddy. Stephen Capone, you know what? I love Return of the Mac. It's one of my favorite songs. It's the reason why I know the name Mark Morrison, even though I can't name another damn song from that guy. Ooh, Wayne Felch. Stone Cold Jones. Yes. How about that? Ooh, nice one right here. The Mac Shetty. Oh, excellent. Oh, here's a neat nickname from Oliver Williams. Please not Stidham. I know. That's called a comment out of context, my friend. Comment. Oh, there we go. Johnny C. How about magnificent? I'm here for all of it. Love your. Give me all the dad jokes. Pun me up. This is punderful. Puntastic. Fourth and punt. I love it. Mac the Knife. Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be. Oh, look at that. The offense is now called Mac and Josh. Oh, I love that. All right, guys. Mac Mania. There we go. Oh, all right. Bamboozled. You know what? Give yourself an extra. You know what? Pat yourself on the back. Crack a cold one from. Put one on the tab. Put one on. Hey, bartender for Bamboozled. Put one on the tab. Kraft Mac and TDs. Oh, it's so great. Oh, it's so bad. It's wonderful. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, that's phenomenal. All right, boys and girls. Thank you, Pat's pals and Foxboro friends, for tuning in to another little instant finalysis, little Fitzy and friends with my pals from Pat's Pulpit. Be back tomorrow night to wrap up the draft. We will have the Draftermath show, 6 p.m. sharp. So put off your supper a little bit, grab a cold one, join me, my buddy Taylor Kyles, who is one of the best junior analysts on the tweet box these days, doing some awesome work on the socials, breaking down film. He's a Cam defender. I'll be curious to hear what he has to say about the Cam versus Steiny versus Kraft Mack and TD's battle coming up. And also, Brianna St. Pierre. That's right. BSP will be joining us as well. So it's going to be me, Taylor Kyles, and Brianna St. Pierre, BSP, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock for the Draftermath here across all the socials. I'm on the radio tomorrow, 1 to 4 as well on WEEI with my pal Megan Ottolini. We'll be talking draft if you guys are in the yard doing some work, in the car, or just looking for a sports chat and a hang. Until then, take care of yourselves. Everyone be healthy, be well. Thank you, Narragansett, for the cold beer during the broadcast tonight. Drink up. God bless. Go Pats. And as my dad used to always say, don't go anywhere you don't need to go. Don't do anything you shouldn't do. And above all, don't be an asshole. All right. Good night, you guys.